once again back out here at the Maple Woods. It is now Wednesday, March 5th. I haven't filmed in probably a couple, 4 or 5 days, but it really hasn't been much going on. We had a couple of runs where we boiled, and we boiled I think twice since the last video, and so they were kind of just smooth sailing, nothing really happening. But what our last boil was on Monday, and we boiled just ice. It ran pretty good on Saturday, but everything froze hard on Sunday. So all my bags were all full of ice, so I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I emptied all that, and we boiled that on Monday. But now we got a good run. This is one of our first really good runs. So I can see it that well. But the sap's flowing through there pretty good. There was not much in the tank last night when I checked it, but I just checked it now. It's about noon, and it's about 20 gallons in there. So it's running pretty good. Can't really see any of the drops running. I was going to show you guys that, but you'll notice we have some of these smaller bubbles. It's like a long bubble, then a small bubble, then a long bubble, then a teeny tiny bubble, and that sometimes suggests a leak. But I've walked, sorry, excuse me. But I've walked the line, and I cannot find a leak anywhere. So I don't know where these little bubbles are coming from, but I want to figure that out because it annoys me. I would like it to not ever leak. So we are going to try to fix that. Also, Monday when we were boiling, we had a buddy come to us and say, hey, I did syrup years ago. I got all my lines in the wood still. No one tapped it last year, but I tapped it the year before, and it's all just sitting there. Do you guys want it? And we're like, well, sure. All the lines already up, so we just have to go there, put taps into the tree, and then collect sap. So we're going to end up tapping that. It's going to be about 50, 55 more taps, so I hear. We'll know a good number later tonight when we tap it, but we're not going to be able to collect it every single day. It's kind of off the road, and we need the buddy to go with a skid steer to pick it up, so it's going to be like an every other day type of ordeal. But yeah, so we're going to see what that does for us, but we're going to try to get as much sap from that as we can. I have the RO at the house now, so I'll be able to give a video on that and show you guys how that works. So that'll help us keep up with it, but we're going to see if that helps us at all. We're hoping for good numbers this year, so I found the leak. So you can see on the top side of the tap there's no bubbles, but on the bottom side there's all those little bubbles. Well, if you come up here, if my camera will focus, you see how it's bubbling like that every time? That means it's introducing air. So I'm actually going to go grab my tool, snip that line off, and put it on. Now, there's not much line here, which is kind of tough, but I'm going to redo that and see if I can get it to not leak like that, because that's where these small bubbles are coming from. Now, I am going to screw myself up there, which is going to be kind of annoying, because this tap's running good, and it's pulling vacuum. So as soon as I cut that line off, you're going to hear whoosh, and that's all that vacuum getting sucked out of the line. So that's going to be annoying, but it's going to be just quick, so it'll build vacuum back pretty quick. But I don't see any other ones doing it. I'm sure they're all the same way, because I used the same tool to put it on, and I think I screwed myself. So I think this weekend I'm going to go through and redo all my taps, put new lines on all of these, redo them all, because I think they're all going to be doing the same thing. But that one I can tell for sure is doing it, just because I can see it bouncing. So I'm going to go to another tree and look and see if I can see another one doing it, because those little bubbles are not so this is running really, really good right now. So I'm going to totally screw myself up by doing this, because I'm going to lose all my vacuum. But you can see that line is completely full of sap, because I got bubbles coming here. You'll see them flowing. See the bubbles? So that means there's no sap there, but this is all sap. But see how the bubbles look? They're all teeny tiny. Those teeny tiny bubbles mean vacuum leak, which means I'm introducing air, which I don't want to do. I want to see that line completely full or big bubbles. So it's really running. I'm going to probably regret this, but I decided to walk all the way up because I want to see if my other taps are doing the same thing as bouncing like that. So I'm going to walk all the way up and then fix that and show you guys how I'm fixing it. Which these two here don't look to be doing it. But there's also no sap in these drops, which is awesome. Because if there was sap, so these drops, they are completely full. Or they're completely empty. So if the sap was building up in that drop, that would show me that it wasn't getting the sap down to the, it's not actually getting the sap into the line. which these are completely empty. And I know these trees are running because they run on cold days because it's so low to if the top trees are running, these ones are definitely running. But so that shows me that it's actually it's sucking it into the line and everything. So what I'm doing here is gonna kind of screw myself, but that's okay. It'll help in the long run. I know it will. See, I eat my words. I just went to the next tree, and the drop is completely full. I don't know why that is. Where that one is, those two down there are empty, and the next tree up is completely full. I don't know why that is. This one's leaking though. I can see it. I'll show you what I mean. So you'll notice full spots of sap are going on the left side, and it'll introduce air on the right out of nowhere. Like those are there. But that bubble right there, that little one right there, wasn't there before, and now it was there. So that means this tea right here is grabbing air somewhere. Somehow it's getting air introduced. We replaced this, and it's not bouncing there. It's got to be that connection up there. I just can't tell. This line's completely full. I can't tell where the issue is. So right now, I don't think it's worth messing with. But that's the issue right there. It's probably doing that on a lot of these, where it's just adding air somewhere. So you don't want to see that. You want to see an airtight system, and let the only air in the lines be the air from the trees themselves. So I'll look at this one quick and see if this is doing the same thing. Yep, this one's doing the exact same thing. Yep, doing the exact same thing. So I don't think I'm going to go through here and do all these today. But that one top was doing it bad. I don't know, it might not even be worth it. I gotta do some thinking. So I decided it's gonna run good today, and it's gonna run good tomorrow. So I figure if I'm already gonna ruin my vacuum by doing one, I'm gonna start at the top, work my way down, and mark which one I end at. So I got about a half hour to do this, and I gotta get back headed to college. And then I'll just do the rest of them later this afternoon or this weekend. I'm not sure. I was gonna wait till this weekend, and I just can't do that. I'm too anxious to get it perfect. So I'm gonna try to start at the top and get a lot of them done, and then see how it looks from there later tonight. Because I hate seeing those little bubbles aggravate. So I just did the top one, and I wanted to take a video of it so you guys could hear the whoosh. But unfortunately, I forgot. So we'll see if this one does it. Try to do it and film here. So you take this, you cut it right here. I'll see if we can hear it. A little bit of suction, but when that first one was like, whoosh, it actually sounded like if you ever popped a tire or something, you hear the whoosh of the air we're rushing out. That's what it was. So I'm gonna do this now, and because when it does that, it pulls all the air. It's like an airtight system. Which it's not wicked airtight, but it was a little bit airtight. So I'm gonna show you kind of what you gotta do here. I gotta take my box knife and I gotta cut that off, which I won't be able to do and record, I don't think, but I can try here. So just kind of slice. And you're not trying to go too deep and hurt the tap itself. Once you get it sliced open, just peels right off. Now this will be interesting. I'll be able to see which trees are running and which ones aren't. But then you take your tool and you got a clip end. So the clip end is gonna hook right on the end of this line, right like this. Hook on there. Then it's gonna go up and it's gonna go on to here, which I'm not gonna be able to do with one hand. So I'll show you. There, that one's fixed. So before it's got a bunch of little grooves in it because I used the wrong size tool. So now there's no grooves. That should be airtight. So ideally that fixed it. So now I got 2 down. Got 28 more to do. So I'll catch you at the bottom. The last 2 I did had 0 drips when I cut the line off. But this one, you see that rate of drip. So that is good. But that was not going into the line that fast. I would have been able to see that. So now I know that it was definitely leaking because it was not sucking that down through there. It was almost like a gravity system, not a vacuum system. Because this tree is running really, really well. It could run a little bit faster, but that's pretty good. So these next couple trees haven't opened yet. That one, and then there's 2 above it. They haven't opened yet. But when those 2 open, you're going to see a full line starting right at the top. And it's going to be full all the way down. When it gets to the tank, there'll be very, very little bubbles dropping it at all. Almost purely sap, which is awesome. So I gotta get this done quick because it's running. Well, I'm about halfway down, and I was trying to rush because I want to get it done. Gotta get it done. And sometimes that's not the best strategy because I just sliced my finger open. I'm not gonna show it because I don't know really on YouTube what you can. But these nice thing about these cutters were they've only ever cut sap lines. They're sharp. Well, I was trying to put it in my pocket, and somehow my finger got in the blade here, and I pinched it and cut it open pretty good. It's not leaking bad, but a little bit of blood, so that's okay. But about halfway down here, so I got to keep going. The sap's flowing back into the line pretty good now. This tree right here was running really well, so it's filling up the line nicely, but I got to get going. Got a little bit more to do, but sometimes you got to just slow down, take your time, make sure you're doing stuff right so you're not hurting yourself, because that is filleted open pretty good. But not going to kill me. I'm going to make it through this difficult time in my life. I know that, but just one of those stupid things, trying to go too quick, get it done quick. Then I just got to slow down because it does hurt right now. So I'll go home, get her cleaned up, put a Band-Aid on her, but got to finish this first. Got to get it done. All right, just made it down. Finish the last ones. Now, the problem with doing it now versus like on my system where I have natural vacuum versus a system that has actual like a vacuum pump is it's going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours before I even know if what I just did fixed anything. Do I think it fixed? I think it did. I think it did a lot. But do I know that for sure? I don't. So it's going to be a little while because every single drop that I just took off filled with air instantly. Filled with air. And so it's got now I'm looking at this line, it's got sap in it, but there's air bubbles forming just like before. And I just fixed these. Do I think that is the air bubbles leaking? Nope, I think it's air from the line that I just took off. Because I'm still seeing teeny tiny bubbles, but the bubbles in the actual sap right here, they're long bubbles with they're kind of long uniform bubbles. That's what I like to see. But this right here, oh, you can't see it. That is not what you want to see. But I don't think that is any issue. I think that's just from what was already in the line previously, and I think that's what I just opened. I think some of the sap's from halfway up the line, and I just beat it down here because I can walk down the hill a lot faster than that sap can travel. So I don't know for sure if what I just did fixed anything. I think it did, but we'll have to wait an hour and a half, which I don't have. I mean, I gotta be back at school here pretty quick, but yeah, when I come back from school, we're gonna come back up here and check it, see what the line looks like. If I got all uniform bubbles and I got no little bubbles, that's a victory. If I don't have that and I got tons of teeny tiny little bubbles, something's still wrong somewhere. I gotta go figure it out. But you can kind of see in our tank, we're sitting at about 20 gallons, which that was empty last night. So, and I'll show you this tank. You can see that line right there, right there. Where it's darker, that is all ice. That was what ran Saturday, and I left it and it froze. So, waiting for that to thaw, and I'll pump it back into this tank, but we're collecting sap. My trailer's a little unlevel because I'm below 20 on that side, but that's okay. So, we'll be back here after my class, and we'll see what I just did and if it fixed anything. And I also wanted to say that maple season is officially here. You know, we had some small runs, but it wasn't maple season. Now we're in maple season. It's raining. It's 45 degrees out today. We finally got some mud out on the trail. It's maple season. This is what it feels like, and this is what us maple producers love. We love to see this kind of weather. We love being out in the woods, rain or shine. I mean, it shows. I came out here just to check the line. I wanted to see if it was running. And now I'm out here in my work boots. I don't even have my mud boots on, and my pant legs are soaked. But that's what it is. You know, you come up, and now you're in the woods for an hour, and that's awesome. That's what we love. So I know every maple producer out there feels the same. I mean, maybe they don't all love the rain, but I don't think anyone loves the rain. But we love being in the woods this time of year. It's nothing better. But I want to do a weekly upload. I want to upload one video a week. And I don't know what day that should be. So I want you guys to give me some comments and let me know what day you want to see videos. I know a fellow YouTuber, Dan Bolton, he does Crestview maple. You guys should check it out if you haven't seen him already. He's got a pretty good size operation, but he uploads a video every Sunday. So I don't want to do Sundays. I don't want to take that from him, but I want to see what you guys want to see. Do you want to see a video every Monday, every Saturday, every Friday, Wednesday, whatever you guys want to see. That's what we'll do. So I want to see some comments in the under this video and see what days you guys want to see a video. What day works for you guys, or you guys be able to sit down, watch it, and enjoy it. Maybe learn something. But Sundays are blocked off. That's Dan Bolton's day, Crestview Maple. So go check out Dan at Crestview. He does some great content over there. That's mostly where I got this idea from. But let me know what day works best for everyone, and I will do my best to get something that works for everyone. Back from college, back to check the tank, and definitely improved, but it's not done yet. It's still got a leak somewhere. You can see it's a full stream coming out of there. We got this stream of bubbles right here coming. See all those little tiny bubbles? So you'll see what that does when it pours in. So you don't want that. I'd rather see a bunch of big bubbles instead of a big stream of little bubbles. But this line is completely full. So it's one full stream, which is awesome. So the trees are really producing today, which is awesome. It looks to me like it finally opened up completely. So that's good. We're looking at about, let me look at what we got here in the tank. Probably 25 gallons on that side. And on this side, we're at just like probably 22. So right around, we're probably around the 25 gallon mark, which is awesome in that tank. So we're gonna let this run all night, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna boil tomorrow. We're not gonna boil anything tonight. We're gonna try to get that woods, we're gonna try to get that woods tapped up at our buddy's place and do that. So we're gonna try to do all that tonight and then boil it tomorrow. So I'm up at the top of the line, and these top taps are really running good. But I think that's a combination of things. I think these are really this is really the first time all the taps on the run have opened up and run. Like, these trees haven't run yet this year. So every time the tree opens up for the first time, it runs really good. But you can see how full that line is. And that's the drop line. So this tree is running good, but you can see it getting sucked right down in, and look how fast that's going right from this tap. There's some good vacuum on this line. So I never really shown this. This is what we have up here. There's a little plug right here next to my middle finger. That prevents the sap from going up the line, because right here it goes around this tree and ends. So that right there makes the sap go down and have to go that way. It can't go that way. Because if it goes into here, it'll start to get stinky and nasty. And, you know, it grows bacteria. You don't want that. So you put that special tea in there, and it stops that from happening. You can see this tree's running good too. So it's entering in right there. You can see it getting pulled through and everything. But I can't figure out, when I walk the line, I can't figure out what is making it have the look that it does, the little bubbles. I think it's got so much air up here that it just creates little bubbles and the air doesn't go anywhere, which would mean, that would make sense. So I don't know. You guys probably see my jacket all the time, Harrington Maple products. That is actually my grandfather. He's made maple syrup since the 80s. So he's my reference on a lot of things. So someday here I'm gonna run down there and go look at his, because he's got a bunch of 3/16 lines like me. And I'll go look at his and see what the heck his looks like. And if he's got all these little bubbles in his too, then I won't worry about mine. But I don't think it should be like that. Mine was like that last year. I don't feel like it should be like that. So I don't know. It's running good. So I'm not going to touch it again today, because I'll just end up hurting myself more. But we got a good run going. I've got another 5 gallons of sap since I went to college at noon, and it's about 3:30 now. So it's going good. Tonight we're going to go tap that new woods over at our buddy's place, and then I think I'm going to have to collect my road bags, because they're getting pretty full, and I don't want to leave a lot of weight on those taps all day tomorrow too. So I'll go collect those tonight and get those emptied out, and then we will have a long night of boiling tomorrow, and we're going to fire up the RO. So that's wicked exciting. I'm super excited about that. So alrighty, we're headed out to the maple woods. Got our tank loaded up on the sled, and headed out down this railroad bed. Gonna have this tank here, and then our buddy who's letting us tap this is gonna pick up with a skid steer when it's full, so it's gonna work out pretty good. But yeah, it's not a bad setup. No. All right, we've begun tapping. So this is how we came. We came to it and it was just this drop. I put the tees on, so I got all my tees in my little pouch, got my tool, and so I'm walking through and drilling the holes, and Eli is following behind me, tapping them in. He just ran down and got our jackets because it got a little nippy pretty quick here, but sun's going down, so I want to take a video before we lost all the sunlight. But so we're gonna get these all tapped. We've only done a little bit, but we've had to do some repairs on some lines and stuff like that, where trees have come down, there's been squirrel chews, you know, things that are gonna happen. So adding connectors in, taking out tension. This line's been here for 2 years, so you know, it loses tension and stuff over time. So add some more tension in and things like that. But it's gonna be here a couple hours, so we're gonna be into the night, but that's all right. That's what you gotta do. Alrighty, so we're about halfway done with the line. We're definitely over halfway. We're almost done actually. So we did our line. The main branch comes up and then it Y's off. The one side of the Y we call line B has 7, and this line A has 17, and we gotta count the rest of it. We're gonna call line 3. But I want to show you the flow we got. I don't know if you'll be able to see it well. That's just out of the drop itself when I put it toward the ground, and that's only on 16 taps or 15 taps on this line. So it's running really, really good. But this line's got some gunk in it, which is to be expected when it doesn't run, you know, through the lines in a couple of years. So we're gonna let this line run out all night and all day tomorrow. It's gonna run good both days, so it's gonna be really flushed out. So we're not gonna catch any of this other run, but it'll be perfect because it'll all be washed out. So we're gonna let it all run on the ground for tonight and tomorrow, and then it'll be completely clean. For the next run, we'll start collecting at this site. So we're gonna be way over our heads in sap, but that's okay. That's why we got Alrighty, we're down here at the bottom. Eli, want to shine your light on this line?
Yeah.
Now you'll see, that's our flow. So we just tapped, and that's how it's flowing. So it's going real good. Here, shut your light off, boy. But it's flowing good. We are super happy with that. So we're gonna let this run on the ground all night. We still gotta get this tank situated where it's gonna be, and so that way he can come in with a skid steer, just pick it up and drive out. But so yeah, we're done here for the night. Once we get this tank moved, we're gonna walk back out with some pizza and collect some roadside trees. So it'll probably be all for us for the night. So we'll see you tomorrow when we're ROing and boiling. You're over there. Yep.